Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our very distinguished chairman, Chief Emeka Anyoko. Wale says this is the coordinating table. Anybody can see from the assemblage that trying to set up a particular protocol will be quite a task. With all our distinguished former governors, former senators, present senators, and so on and so forth. So permit me to really cut the protocols for obvious reasons. First, I should acknowledge the presence of our chairman. He doesn't need any elaborate introduction. Chief Emeka Anyoko, who is chairman of the Patriots, succeeding Professor Nwabueze, and of course there are other distinguished holders of that position, Chief F.R.C. Williams, of blessed memory, our distinguished governor, my good friend, His Excellency Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. I didn't actually know when he came and we were busy discussing. There are so many friends here, governors, colleagues. I was particularly pleased to see Chief Asimota. I hadn't seen him for quite a while. He's a very prominent patriot, back to the days of even Chief Tony Enahoro and the ethnic nationalities. He's here. And of course, we have so many monarchs, so many ministers I have met under various auspices. So as I said, on my way here, the thought crossed my mind, what a time to be undertaking such a serious exercise. Looking across the hall, one cannot help but see that for the moment, maybe it's Nigerian time, called African time, we say we have a paucity of crowd, but that does not matter. The issues are very, very serious, and those who are going to address the issues are all around or on their way. As I said, I've deliberately tried to cut the protocols. There are just far too many distinguished people here, and I had asked Wale and him to compile this so at some point everybody will receive due recognition that is due. The first thing I want to say unmistakably, hopefully by the time we listen to the experts, by the time we have the various interventions, we should all live here very clear in our mind the inalienable right of every Nigerian to live under a constitution of their own making. This has been the spur to this occasion, and what a time for the distinguished Chief Ayo Adebanjo to just walk in, because he emphasizes point all the time. Our great senior colleague who has been in the field in every sense of that phrase over time. Somebody had asked me a little while that he hoped he would be here, and I promised he would be here. So I'm particularly happy that Chief Ayo Adebanjo is here with us. I am not supposed to be giving a long speech, just to welcome all of you, but let me just underscore a few basic points. One, after 64 years of independence, it's a pity that so many fundamental issues are still dangling. Issues of citizenship, believe it or not, all this talk about indigenous populations here and there. Issues of political rights. And somebody mentioned a little earlier, this unwholesome North-South divide. After 64 years, we should all be gathered here as full-fledged Nigerians from all corners of this nation. And in that context, let me add that for a long while, I've always considered this so-called tripod. I think it's going out of fashion. The so-called tripod was not only presumptuous, but was a total understatement, given the sheer heterogeneity of the ethnic nationalities that make up our great nation. So I'm glad that that is going out of fashion. We are all going to be seated here, not as northerners or southerners, not as people from different corners, though we are proud of those corners. We are proud of our languages, diversity of our culture, as our national anthem says. But when we come to citizenship issues, political issues, we are here finally to begin the journey of putting paid to any form of constitutional structure that is not of the making of Nigerians and their due representatives. We should address the issues that continue to plague the federal, the state, and the local governments, distribution of powers, legislative lists, and so on and so forth. The issue of boundaries disputes between states, between local governments, and some of these need to be seriously trashed out with the guarantees for the observation of those boundaries. Another issue, of course, are religious and freedoms that should be thoroughly trashed out, and I'm sure our great speaker will address that issue. The issue of accountability, and I note in passing that when we were grafting the federal constitution from that of the United States, one big omission was the Federal Office of Accounting. Events now in the last administrations underscore the very importance of accountability at the various levels. We've set up all kinds of institutions and so on, CPC, EFCC, and so on. We have a chance finally to review this thoroughly as full-fledged Nigerians and create those constraints, those checks and balances that will put away all the issues that we've continued to discuss. There are issues, but I see Wale is already coming to my shoulder here. Security issues. I wouldn't end by not mentioning that. It is heart-rending, the daily dose of bloodletting that is happening all over the place. And of course, not a few will trace the cause to the inadequacies of our divisions, our institutions, and our legal system and observance of the rule of law. Well, there are a few other things I might want to say, but hopefully one will have a chance to intervene in the course of the lecture that is being given by no other than our great jurist, Professor Mike Ozekome. We had tried to corner Chief Afe Babalola, who is also quite vast, like many other experts in this field. So finally, I want to welcome you all. We are fewer than we should be, but we are large enough for the purpose. So on behalf of the patriots and all allied national patriotic institutions, organizations, I welcome you all here. I don't see that many. The women will think I will say a word about that. But I don't know whether the fault is from Wale. Are you listening? There are not enough women. There should be enough women here. So you can say I will champion them if they want to put up a few placards on that occasion. But you are all welcome. I thank Chief Emeka Anyoko. He's been indefatigable through all the sessions. Some of us got handpicked for all kinds of reasons over this Christmas and New Year season, but at least I'm happy. Welcome you all to this great convention, and I think as the press, both print and media, have welcomed it, this should be a real point of reflection for the constitutional process in this country. Thank you.